Yes, sir. Mod Tricker back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be taking a look at some more mysteries that no one can seem to explain, man. Today, I'm reacting to some creepy videos that'll make your stomach turn. But before we hop into that, man, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we can run the numbers up on the algorithm. You don't even gotta think about it later. And if you haven't already, man, go ahead and hit that sub button too, man. Sub up, join the family. I promise this is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period, man. But with that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
Breaking news overnight from the North African country of Libya, which may be dealing with an unthinkable loss of life. The Red Cross now says around 10,000 people are missing there after a powerful storm caused 2 dams to collapse, sweeping away entire neighborhoods of the country's Mediterranean coast. Searchers have yet to make their way to some hard-hit areas. This is the same storm system that caused devastating floodings in Greece last week.
Man, first I want to send my thoughts and prayers out to anybody impacted by this, as well as anybody impacted by the earthquake in Morocco. But it seems like every weatherman in the world was tracking Hurricane Lee and nobody saw this coming.
When did you sign up Monster Energy? When did you sell your soul? Tell me.
Hey,
you signed your soul recently, right? You did.
I ride motorcycles.
Isn't it funny
like
that anytime I have to fight someone, Monster signs them immediately and becomes a fan of them? You know why? Because I didn't sell out and I didn't sell my soul. What'd you have to do to that pig head of... Huh? What'd you have to do to sell your soul to get that deal?
You're still gonna have to look in the mirror and know that you're a little...
Hey, you sold your soul for Monster. You sold your soul to that Monster.
Listen, you guys.
I can look in the mirror and be happy.
Give me a dirt bike. I love Monster, bro. I'm in line with Monster.
I commend Out of Science efforts for calling it out, but some people just don't care because he still held the monster can up like it was the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, bras and Vidrazil. Yo, yeah, bras. Yo, yeah, bras. Yo, yeah, bras. Yeah, bras. Yeah, bras. Ayin, yeah, bras. That's not
It looks like somebody just traveled through a wormhole, and I'm not a visual effects expert, but it seems like it would be hard to fake with all that camera movement, but I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think about that one.
Did the Anunnaki genetically modify our lifespan? What is interesting is that our lifespans are merely dictated by telomeres, which again are the end caps of chromosomes, which degrade over time, and as they degrade, so do our bodies. And even more interesting, our specific chromosomal genetic makeup is unique because it has what is called chromosome 2, is this strange fusion that occurred sometime in our ancient past, and that fusion created the unique genetic makeup that would result in the human being with this specific lifespan. So basically this is telling us that this was not normal. This was very precise, quite possibly intelligently designed.
When I hear information like this that's backed with actual science, it makes it hard for me to wrap my head around the Darwinian theory of evolution, because that would have to be a lot of perfect coincidences for it to not be intelligently designed. If I ever encountered this in real life, I think I would actually sign up for the Mars mission.
Have you ever heard of Annabelle?
Yes.
So Annabelle is a
movie
franchise. It's based on a real doll. So the real doll is like apparently the second most haunted in the world, and Robert is the number 1 most haunted in the world. What we didn't realize is how many people had experienced this real doll. They calculated to more than 10,000 people have written in apology letters to Robert to ask for forgiveness because of the curse that he put on.
What is the story behind this doll? Like, why is it supposedly haunted?
It's like a 3.5 foot tall doll. It's like a life-size doll. It's really weird. He gave it to his son, and he gave his first name and his clothes to this doll. And so the kid and the doll became best friends for years and years and years. And he basically embodied this guy, and this baby became Robert himself. But over the course of his childhood and all the way up until I think he left his parents' house to go to college, he would have horrible things happen to him because of this doll.
I hope encountering Robert through a video doesn't count, because if so, we all about to be writing apology letters. I want to say that this is just caused by issues with the foundation, because if not, then they have a really aggressive ghost on their hands. They either going to have to call a priest or just move altogether.
This guy called Aaron Rodgers' exact injury. David Zaslav, aka Daddy Zaslav, said before the game last night, Aaron Rodgers is going to tear his Achilles on a rain-drenched MetLife turf in 2.5 hours. On the first drive of the game, Aaron Rodgers allegedly tore his Achilles. Not confirmed yet, but it looks like it's happened. And now this tweet has over 11 million views. Daddy Zaslav called it. Absolutely wild.
Either he made a really lucky guess based on a weather report, or Lil Wayne sent him the script for this season, because that was spot on.
My fellow Americans, thank you for sharing your time with me tonight. The subject I want to discuss with you, peace and national security, is both timely and important. Timely because I've reached a decision which offers a new hope for us in the 21st century. A decision I'll tell you about in a few minutes. And important because there's a very big decision that you must make for yourselves. Concerning the security of a nation. The choice is up to the men and women you've elected to the Congress, and that means the choice is up to you.
It might be time for us to start investigating a lot of this old footage, because we've only recently just observed shape-shifting on camera, so I can see there being a lot of proof slipping through the cracks. Number one, you gotta have a lot of courage to film that many bears that close, but if I see them run up a tree scared like that, then I'm taking note and I'm vacating the premises.
One of the things I find most striking is the presence of Antarctica on ancient maps, because we didn't discover it until 1820, and yet it's on maps drawn in the 1500s with great detail, which again were based on much older source maps that have now been lost to us. Astonishing thing is the so-called Pinkerton world map. I don't know if you can find it, Jamie. Drawn, I think, in 1813 or 1818, based on the latest exploration data at that time. It just shows a hole where Antarctica is. Because it was an honest map. Nobody had found it by then. But if you go back to, for example, the Wolsey-Wooler world map drawn in 1530 or thereabouts, you find Antarctica is present. The Orontius Phineas map. That map shows Antarctica exactly where it should be, and it shows it. There we go. Right hand side. There's Antarctica at the tip of South America, just south of South Africa.
And what did they call it back then?
Well, they call it the Southern Land, and it's larger than it is today. But it was larger than it is today during the Ice Age. Antarctica was a much bigger. Now, what the is it doing on a map drawn in the 1500s, which we know was based on older source maps when nobody knew it existed in the 1500s? To me, the obvious answer is we are dealing with the fingerprints of a lost civilization that mapped the world and that left evidence of that mapping, which ancient map makers found and used and incorporated into their maps. These maps can be very confusing because they were trying to mix exploration data from their own period with data from the older maps. But when you look at these maps in depth, they're very, very intriguing.
It's starting to feel like we were fed a fairy tale about our history in school, because none of the evidence lines up with what we were actually told. They almost look like micro horseshoe crabs, but I'm not sure why they moving in unison like that, bro. That's trippy.
The Bill Gates Foundation invested almost $100 million in Anheuser-Busch, the Bud Light company, and you have to ask yourself, why does he want to be involved in a beer company? According to the celebrity blinds website Crazy Days and Nights, the wealthy farmer, that's Bill Gates, didn't make the huge investment in the beer company because he thought it would make a big turnaround. He did it so they would buy their agriculture stuff from his farms. That is a scary thought.
That just made their case even worse, bro. I'm not taking my chances with the Appeal Light Lager 12 pack.
Did he just knock and open the door? Is he out there? Yeah. But did you hear that knock? Yes, I did. That creeped me out. I thought it was Mr. Business. Somebody went, they sure as didn't open the door. I really wish we got that on camera. Did we get that on camera? It had to have been on our... Let's look at our history. Look at Megan's staring at somebody. Yeah.
I don't know if this one is real because they were way too calm for me, bro. I would have Usain Bolted upstairs.
The contrails, not the chemicals, the contrails occur because of cold air, minus 30. It takes high altitude, around 30,000 feet plus. There's carbon dioxide and water vapor in that exhaust. That turns to ice crystals, and that's what you see, the white stream behind it. Those white crystals of ice warm up, dissolve, and the smoke goes away. And it never lasts more than a minute. What we're seeing now, and I first could not believe it, and I started looking at the skies, and these are not normal, they're not natural. There's something going on, I don't know who it is or why they're doing it. All I can testify is it's not natural and it's not normal. It's got to be some outside influence doing that. Thank you.
I'm here to give you testimony that chemtrails, they're not contrails, are indeed real. They're spraying almost every day. I watch the clouds and watch the spraying program going on. I want to tell you that we're in very great danger from the pollution that's coming down over us. And we've been led astray by the military-industrial complex, and they're responsible for the cloud creation and weather manipulation programs. They're dark operations. That's why they're not out in the media.
I look around and I see people are starting to look up and see this. Many times I've spoken about chemtrails, and I get this blank look on my face. What are you talking about? I'm saying, look up. As a pilot, but before I fly, I look up. And so, boy, they're really out there working.
I think we all pretty much knew this by now, but it makes it that much harder to deny when a former pilot confirms it.
What the f is this?
What the f? We hebben gewoon UFO's hier in de lucht, gek.
Den Haag. Ik weet niet wat de f dat is. What a weird shit in the sky.
Hey! Maar die dingen zijn gewoon plat.
That one seems like a hologram to me, possibly Project Bluebeam, because it was phasing in and out of reality. Let me know what y'all think that is.
Yep, the entire Morocco area has now been wiped out in seconds, and entire villages do not exist anymore. People were terrified as Morocco announced an emergency evacuation after the entire landmass was completely swallowed up by one of the deadliest earthquakes ever recorded. The earthquake was believed to hit a 6.8, making an absolutely unescapable disaster. Officials did not have enough time to warn anyone, and over 400,000 people had to flee for their lives, leaving even their families behind if they wanted to make it out in time. This haunting security footage shows the intense destruction of landmarks and homes literally in a blink of an eye. Families were recorded running back into red dust afterwards looking for their loved ones, and for over 2,000 people it was too late. Many were calling this a sign of the end, as we're seeing more and more earthquakes and hurricanes recently, and many believe due to the extreme heat and weather this might spread directly to us. However, there is no proof that heat causes earthquakes, and a lot of this is just a coincidence to be happening altogether.
There's been a few too many catastrophes this year alone for me to believe that this is just coincidence, but I guess I'll take their word for it.
Did you know the CIA ran a secret project known as the Gateway Process? Back in 1983, the CIA began studying about the universe and found we actually might be living in a hologram and that we could leave our bodies and remote view other locations. This is known as astral projecting, and the CIA found that there might be a way for us to enter alternate universes by syncing the left and right side of our brain. But here's the thing, They declassified their study in a 28-page document back in 2003, but page 25 was missing. And obviously this caused a panic because what could have been found that they couldn't make public? I mean, seriously, they just told us the world could be a hologram. After decades of attempts to get page 25 declassified, a TikTok researcher finally got in touch with a company known as the Monroe Institute. They worked with the CIA on Project Gateway, and the Monroe Institute released page 25. You're not going to believe what it says. According to the CIA, there's a primary force within the universe known as the Absolute, and it's responsible for powering our hologram.
I can believe this one because I know that we perceive the universe through electrical impulses within our brain, and the CIA could have confirmed it, but of course there's a page missing.
Man, part 2 of the mountains, man. We got inside this, bro. They flashing flashlights, man, to signal. Look at this, bro. What the, bro? They inside the mountains, man. Look, that's a signal. Bro, what's really going on in these, bro? They got openings in these, look. There's holes everywhere in these mountains, man.
It could just be a couple of hikers with flashlights, but if not, he should be careful because we know what happened when Andrew Dawson exposed that giant on that mountain in Canada.
Let's dive into some celebrities who claim to be cloned. Tila Tequila.
The one that you remember from Hollywood is actually, that was the clone of me. And now that I finally traveled over there, because I her, because obviously no longer around. Rest in peace, Tila Tequila.
Kid Buu. Kid Buu claims that he was a second-generation clone that escaped from Clonaid.
I was cloned by Clonaid in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration in Clonaid.
He also exposed his clone on a live Instagram. And some believe that Buu was just using this technology to kind of add in an additional video of himself. B.O.B. So on January 24th, 2016, B.O.B. posted a live video about celebrity cloning.
Donald has seen a clone of me in the cloning center. I am memory suppressed. However, I do have memories of what fit the description of the cloning center. I thought that when I spoke out about cloning, they were going to kill me.
This was after he made several tweets regarding cloning centers. When a celebrity in great health suddenly suffers a stroke or heart attack or an aneurysm, cloning center. Every time you see a celebrity, quote, randomly lose their mind, cloning center. Clones don't have dreams, they can't gain weight, and they can't grow hair. Who are you sleeping next to?
It's hard to ignore when B.O.B. says it because at one point in time, he was one of the top recording artists in the world, so I don't think he would put that at risk just for attention on social media.
The Kennedy curse. You know how JFK was assassinated?
Yeah.
Damn near all of his family to this date has been, or just magically, it's due to the cause of the Kennedys knowing so much and being in such deep. Because once again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, the Kennedys were once the royal family of the United States.
Yeah.
And there was talks that the reason why JFK was assassinated was because he knew too much and he was talking about going against the people that he knew.
Oh,
those people didn't like it too much. And so the story is that they killed him. I just think it's weird how every single Kennedy has, there's like one more left.
So you think they're getting picked off?
Oh, they were getting picked off, 1,000%, yeah. RFK Jr. is they're one of the only lasting survivors of the Kennedy family.
JFK did make an entire speech about how he wanted to take down all the secret societies before he passed. Plus, the Kennedy family in general has always been outspoken. So I don't know if it was a curse or a group of people wanted them silenced.
So, 4,700 years ago, when the rest of the planet was still wandering about in animal skins, the ancient Egyptians flattened the limestone hillock, paved an area the size of 6 football pitches, piled up 2 million blocks of stone to the height of a 42-story building, drove a narrow 300-foot-long passage utterly straight through the rock, fitted the stone in the inner chamber with complete precision, built the outside of the pyramid with 8 sides instead of 4, and made it earthquake-proof. line it up precisely with magnetic north, and got the whole job done in 20 years using only these.
20 years to build the pyramids of Giza with a copper chisel. I'm not buying it.
Okay, Jack just came in and showed us this is a light that has a power cord. There's nothing fancy. Okay, show us the cord.
The cord.
And then show us where you plug it in.
My nose.
Look, lift it up. Lift it up. Look.
No, hang on.
There's nothing.
What in the world?
Wait, unplug it.
There's nothing.
Okay, wait, plug it back in.
There's literally
These new iPad kids are just built different.
Sorry, they just found what under the sea? Nah. Over in Alaska, a group of scientists were basically exploring the sea in their submarine. Down at a depth of over 2 miles, which is bloody deep, they found something insane. They saw this on the floor. They may be thinking, what is that? Well, exactly. It appears to be some kind of gold orb, which was just sitting on the bottom of the seabed, which is obviously 2 miles deep, which makes it crazier. Scientists used their vehicle machinery to basically pick up this orb and take it back to shore. The thing just stands out because there was nothing else like it around it. It was just in the middle of the seabed, one gold orb, nothing else, which makes it weird. When they brought it back, this is what it looked like in the lab. Yeah, weird. Very weird. I mean, scientists have found some unusual fish and species of all kinds of things down there, but not quite like this. The craziest part is that scientists are absolutely baffled over this, completely. No one has any idea what this could be at all. They said the most plausible explanation is it's some kind of old golden casing, but they're still not 100% sure. Now make sure you hit that follow button and I will keep you updated.
It looks like some sort of alien egg casing that something escaped from based on the hole in the side of it, bro. I'm a little concerned about this one.
The dogs are ready for bed. It's just a peaceful night here. Get ready to go to bed myself. What the is that? What? Oh!
This video has always gave me a very unsettling feeling. The dog at the beginning of the video seems very distraught, while the second dog seems to know whatever this thing is. Which makes me question the validity of this video, but at the same time, if the dog is living with this thing, maybe it's just used to it. But zooming in on this figure, you can really see more details in what looks like a face. And it turns and looks and its eyes move, which rules out some simple object or a mask. But what I find really weird is when you zoom in closer, it almost looks like it's breathing out of a mouth or something. It's really creepy. What do you think this person captured in their home? Is it some sort of demon? And when you look at the way the hands are positioned, it's completely sideways.
She would have to be filming at the exact right moment to catch this if she didn't know it was going to be there. But let me know what you guys think.
So who heard about the Noah's Ark that the elites created for doomsday? Incredible plan that will hold 40,000 houses in the apocalypse. Japanese designer released renderings for these ideas and end-time solution. A huge buoyant metropolis capable of hosting 40,000 humans. What I say, be quiet. Then we're gonna skip right here. Currently named Dodge City, the Bible and billionaire based. Concept would promise tens of thousands of people safe. So this is what they plan on escaping the apocalypse in. So while the whole world burning, these in the middle of the sea floating. Yeah, for the billionaires. This is Metropolis City.
Well, I know exactly where I'm going if something happens, bro. They can't keep us all out.
You guys need to watch the intro to this Melanie Martinez concert. This might be one of the creepiest things I have ever seen, especially what she says at the end.
Hello, friends.
We've been here before. We can do it again. Evolution will never end. We are protected. We are immortal. And tonight, we
As soon as she said, and tonight we step into the portal, that would have been my cue to leave, bro. I'm not getting my soul harvested at a concert.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. It's 2021 and all of my students are yet again holding hands and they just love each other so much. Oh wait, no. Josh is holding us at a 500,000 volt charge. And now Mark's hair is starting to go. And so Alex is going to give him a fist bump and everybody is going to be so happy. Alex, whenever you are ready, go.
I got a feeling that this teacher just wanted to get back at his students, and this is the best way he could do it without getting in trouble, bro. Either way, I'm throwing hands after class. But with that being said, guys, that was the video. Thank you for coming to kick it with me. Let me know what you guys thought about these creepy TikToks in the comments below. And until next time, y'all take care of yourself.